Welcome back, everybody, to Tabletop Tactics. You join me, Castle Beard, and I'm joined by Mr. James Jordan, aka the Bard.
Tis I.
It is you.
Tis I.
It is me, and on the deck, it's Katie.
Boop, 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 boop.
aka Jinx.
On ones and twos.
And we're very excited
We
to
are.
be here with you, not at 2 a.m., but at 6 a.m., which is right now, following the Warhammer Preview, which just happened at Adepticon in Milwaukee.
A lot has happened.
Tennessee? No, it's not Tennessee.
not Chicago?
Wisconsin.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
America.
American geography is sound.
Yeah, and good golly, there was a lot revealed. We've been a bit hit and miss with our predictions.
Yeah. Some absolute top bins.
Yes.
But, amazing.
Yeah.
Bang on. Some completely left field.
Yeah.
I was not anticipating at all.
And some things that we thought were completely guaranteed, which didn't surface at all.
Hidden. Mysterious.
But we're here to go through the whole lot. We're sorry we couldn't do it live.
Like a
I'm
breakfast show.
sure you're all asleep anyway, but this is basically the morning news.
Yes.
This is TT News Network.
Someone's already saying in the comments, tabletop tastic tidbits.
Yeah.
Get the
name of this
T with
show.
TT.
Yeah.
T with TT.
That works too. So we're going to go through the whole lot.
Yes, we are.
And we're going to go in order that everything was announced, and we're going to give our reaction. We've sort of gone through everything so far and had a little bit of a look this morning, but we're going to go through it in detail now, give you some of our opinions, and we'd like to hear from you as well in the chat. If you want to get involved, you want to give us your opinions, ask some questions, just tell us what you think about the reveals. Send us a super chat, and we will talk about your chat and your questions in the chat as we go through and chat
Very early in the morning.
about the reveals. Why don't we get started? Good morning to everyone that's here already, by the way. Thank you for joining us.
Or good evening if you are over the pond.
Yes. We're going to start off with Old World. So I don't know how often they start these previews with Old World, but they certainly did today. With a sort of a starter. It's like, would you like a relatively delicious starter?
The thing is, it's like one of those starters that is already really, really quite good.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so they've said that Beastmen and Wood Elves are coming back to the old world.
Which is fun.
Now, Wood Elves is a fan favourite. Everyone loves a bit of the Wood Elves.
Yeah.
And Beastmen disappeared from the Ages of Sigmar and have now been brought back in the guise of Warhammer the Old World.
Well, they've been in Beast. They're already in Old World. Beast.
Well, yeah, but as in coming back as an arcane journal with a full battalion box and all the rest of it. So it feels to me that this is very much like a commitment to more Old World.
Well, there's been a little bit of a drought, hasn't there? They've sort of been like splashing in these armies here and there. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden they've done two, but also another one we'll talk about afterwards.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, nice that Beastmen have got. But there is one new model, which is the Chieftain, I think. Oh no, he's a returning.
Yeah, so they're
miniature.
the plastic ones that disappeared. Because remember there was that whole they disappeared from, they sort of were semi-discontinued from Sigmar. Now they're back.
Yeah.
And very much available, which is very, very cool.
It's quite interesting.
And Wood Elves.
And Wood Elves, yeah. So just to go through the Beastmen real quick. It's so nice seeing everything in their lines and
really
together
nice.
and looking very pretty in their new paint schemes. Yes, Beastmen are a favourite of mine. I think they're very, very cool.
They're
indeed.
so cool.
But then, like the Jabberwock and all of the weird monsters and stuff. It's very cool. And then they're doing plastic, resin, blah 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 blah. And then the Wood Elves.
The Wood Elves, man.
What pretty models they are.
People have been wanting this for years.
Well, Wood Elves are very popular back in the day, so it is nice to see them returning in all of their glorious splendor. These woodland creatures. This guy here, Katie's going to follow along as best she can as I kind of mindlessly blabber my way through this. This guy here, Katie, it's Woodman with horn and 2 sheep.
Woodman with horn and 2 sheep.
In returning metal miniatures.
Returning metal miniatures.
Go down a bit. There you go. There he is. Lovely. I always had a bit of a crush on him as a child. I don't know. There's something quite mesmerising about.
Horn and 2 sheep. I think those are dogs.
Whatever.
They want to disappoint you, though.
Lambs, sheep, tomato.
Oh dear.
There was something about that model, and I was like, wow, what a handsome woodland man he is. So that's nice. We've got lots of returning characters, the very cool sculpts, the Eagle Riders. It's cool. It's very cool. Giant Tree Beast.
Look.
Where's the Giant Tree Beast? I found it.
Now.
Holy Tree Beast. The Beast Pack was a set of 12 miniatures first released in 1987. Right, let's talk about this for a second. Let's talk about Games Workshop's business model.
It's too early to talk about Games Workshop's
Listen
business
to me
got
for a
off the
second.
rails.
How many companies that exist right now can, in 2025, release something that they released in 1987?
I think, I think a couple of things, right? First of all, I think this speaks to how important the Wood Elf release is and how loved the Wood Elf model range is.
Yeah.
Because the fact, like you say, that they can go back to 1987 and people are like, whoa, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Is huge. I think, I can't suggest enough that as an Old World fan, I know lots of people have been craving Wood Elves for so long. I think what's funny about this particular announcement is it's somewhat, which is crazy, overshadowed by another Old World release, which is kind of bonkers. I didn't think when Wood Elves finally returned, they'd be overshadowed with another Old World release.
Yeah.
Which I think we should address the elephant in the room.
Yeah. Cathay.
Cathay, indeed.
Just to check everybody.
Give me a second, I'm finding us Cathay.
Well, if we can just check our current streaming bitrate, Katie, it looks like it's struggling a little bit. I'm hoping everyone can still see us. I believe they still can.
Shout if you can't see or hear us.
Hello to Monk Harlan, who's got in touch in the super chats as well. Greetings from Ankara. I don't know where that is.
I don't want to say the wrong thing. It's not there and look like a fool.
But wherever it is, he's a Beastman player, and he's very happy to hear about it. So that's
great.
nice.
I'm glad, man. It's so cool.
Thank you for your super chat.
Thank
If you want to be cool like Monk, you can do a super chat and get involved as well. Right. So they came along and they released. They showed off the Wood Elves and they showed off the Beastmen, and then they were like, we've got one more thing to show you for Old World. It's Cathay. What the hell has happened?
and it's an entirely plastic range.
Right. This
hasn't existed before.
This is wild. So they sort of teased Cathay quite recently, and someone was like, that photo looks a bit like a flag I saw once, and it might be Cathay.
The shadow of that shadow was actually the shadow of a Cathay spearman.
Absolutely bonkers. So yes, Cathay has been released.
Indeed.
Was shown off, and what a beautiful range it is. It's amazing.
Incredible.
We have the Jade Warriors, which look very, very nice indeed. Super detailed. The faces are great. Cool weapons, drums, lances, banners.
It's awesome.
It's beautiful. The Jade Lancers, so cool. Very cool horse riders. I like their collars. They look fashionable and functional. What more do you need?
You got a cannon?
This is my favourite one. The Cathayan Grand Canyon. Cannon. The cannon is amazing. Giant dragon mouth. Very, very wide barrel.
It is. A thick barrel, you could say.
Thick barrel. You have a whole crew that goes with it. Old man carrying gunpowder, and what I do like about this is that you've got a very old man carrying the giant cannonballs in, giant man putting the cannonballs in the cannon, point person shouting, fire it over there, and then the stick man to
go bang!
Yeah.
I like the fact that the one with youthful features is doing the shouting.
Yeah.
Whereas the old man's carrying all the heavy stuff.
Yeah, listen, he's been doing it for a long time. His traps must be enormous. Oh my God, there's two versions. Yeah. There's also a giant firework one as well for victories.
This is called Fire Rain Rocket Battery.
Oh my God.
He's loading fireworks.
He certainly is. That's very cool. He's also smoking a pipe, which is dangerous when you're firing a cannon.
Yeah. I think also what's amazing about these is I think it shows what they can now do with this kind of a system of, even if it's rank and file, how amazing the models can be.
Yeah, this must be a multi-part kit. So what's interesting about this is that the cannon looks like it's got two different firing options. You've got two different loaders. The pointing person is just... The pointing is consistent. You have to point. Otherwise you don't know where you're shooting.
You don't know where to shoot otherwise.
Old man this time...
What's the pointing?
The old
very
man is
early.
now carrying a firework and a bucket of water for safety.
Yeah, it's
and
just
Giant Man is just carrying the gunpowder. It looks amazing. Then you've got Shagengan Lord and Great Spirit Longma.
I mean, this is a very
this
cool
is
model.
beautiful.
It's a gorgeous model.
The paint job on this is very nice.
And I think it's one of those things that some models live and die by how they're represented from the heavy metal team, and this is gorgeous.
Absolutely amazing. Very, very cool. It looks like it is, from what I can tell, one type of pose. There might be weapon options, but I don't know. The dragon thing is amazing. The rider looks cool. Tactical rock. What more do you want? John Noble, thank you for your super chat. Howdy from Texas. I've been to the Grand Canyon, still not as big as the Cathay Cannon.
Impressive.
Thanks for getting involved with my sleepy morning.
Thanks,
John. And Vision Wargaming, hello, mate. Cathay, baby! If this is what they did with the rest of Old World, I'd have been so in. Why didn't they do this before? Thank you for your first super chat.
It's fifth.
Fifth super chat.
Well, I think
it's so early.
I think what's quite interesting about this, that you make a good point, is that they could have launched with all this stuff, but I guess they didn't know how it would be received.
Yeah.
And I think that's testament to maybe this is quite a mission statement for Games Workshop of we're going to release a whole plastic range of new Old World models because it's been that popular.
Can I say something controversial, James?
Okay.
Just jumping the gun a little bit. They didn't release much for Sigmar today, did they? Oh boy, it's two very different offerings here.
Yeah, maybe that what you will.
We'll cover that in a minute. Let's jump back into the canyon, shall we?
The canyon.
Gate-masters of the Celestial Cities.
It's so good. It's so good.
The banners.
The banners are amazing.
All the banners have gone from 40k.
Yeah, so what's interesting, I don't know if this is a massive transfer or if that is hand painted. It doesn't look like it's sculpted on there because it's very, very
that's
thin.
a good point.
The lines on here are very thin as well, so that might be a giant transfer, which is quite cool.
Which is very cool.
But the miniatures are great. Again, very nice. Big fan
like
of those.
the
Holy
horse's face.
crap! Look at the Sky Lantern. My God. Right, I think this is a transfer.
Yeah, it's got to be a transfer, you think.
That lantern looks very lantern-like. Now, that might sound stupid, but it looks very thin and delicate.
It is a transfer they confirmed on stream.
Oh, they did?
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's
cool.
a big transfer.
Thanks, everyone.
It's like when they painted that veil over Lady Alinda's face.
Yeah.
And this is like, how are you starting to get like, it looks like paper.
Yeah.
How do you paint paper with paint?
That's beautiful. Now that is a cool model. That's very cool.
It gets better.
The weird thing though is that they've not shown it with its flying stand, and I don't mind because it looks like it's flying in the air.
Yeah, that is. I wonder how that will look on the tabletop.
Few of the Celestial Dragon's forces are as ingenious as Sky Lanterns. Dirigibles held aloft by fabulously decorated paper that sits above the caged vermilion warbird and steered by a crew riding an armoured gondola.
I like the guy that's like,
Yeah, he's having a lovely time.
He's like,
Look at my
Look
gun.
at the majesty of the Sky Lantern. Tremble at my Sky Lantern.
They all look like they're having a great time in there.
Yeah, now this, also next to him, you have this person that is either incredibly talented at lighting and throwing grenades from a distance, or it's their first day and they're going, oh my God, I didn't realize I'd have to do two and light them at the same time. And the other guy's like, yes, of course, it was in the job description, fool.
We're trapped on a gondola together.
From this lofty vantage point, a magistrate observes the battle using flags and banners to signal enemy maneuvers to generals below and provide artillery with instructions to fire without line of sight. When foes venture too close, pairs of crane gunners snipe at them while the crew drops incendiary bombs. This is what I'm talking about. I want that, not they've come out of the sea and they float on the land.
I don't want to. I
let's
just want you
talk
to see
about
this.
Cathay.
Right, so this is basically an Elden Ring boss, isn't it?
Yeah, the Cathay Sentinels, incredible.
This looks like the sort of thing you can't get too close to avoid aggroing it and being chased and ultimately killed.
I think it's one of those things as well, like a lot of the design philosophy they've clearly taken from the Total War games.
Yeah.
Which is amazing because I think that, as far as I'm aware, Old World fans, is sort of the only representation of Cathay properly outside of just artwork. So the fact they've now got this whole range That just works as well.
It's awesome. So what I quite like about this, it's got these like little like scrolls that's tied around its legs. So I guess it's sort of enchanted or something. But I like the alternate paint scheme it's done
like
as well, like the giant.
Vibes.
Yeah,
it's
what
wicked.
an awesome model. And somewhere around here, you see it with the rest of the army, and it's absolutely enormous.
Yeah, it's huge.
That is a sick kit. I like that a lot.
It's amazing.
Well, to be completely honest,
and there's still one.
Oh my God!
More.
Mao Ying, the Storm Dragon.
That's a wicked model.
I can only get so aroused, James.
I also like the pose of like it's about to absolutely take someone's head off with its claw.
Now that's a dragon.
And I think what I love about this as well is sometimes there's critique of the old world at being on square bases that you can't get dynamic posing, but that's how you do a dynamic pose on a rectangle base. That is hugely awesome.
So Mao Ying looks like the leader of Cathay, which is very cool. She is the eldest living daughter of the Dragon Emperor, the Castellan of the Great Bastion. How many Castellans are there in Warhammer at this point?
There's a few.
Everyone's just guarding their castles. Has guarded the northern provinces of Cathay against chaos incursions and marauding hobgoblins for many centuries. Yet the threat mounting, she finds herself at the head of an expedition to a strange land.
Very cool.
Look at her go.
Two things to note.
Oh, okay.
They've confirmed that aside from the giant sky lantern, the Sentinels are the largest old world models.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And she is the dragon.
She is the dragon?
Yeah, I think she turns
into a dragon?
They've got the
She is
same
the dragon.
hairdo.
Oh my God, they've got the same hairdo. Oh, I love it.
To answer...
I see dragon.
Oh man, that's amazing.
Branu, mate, you have super chatted with a pertinent question. You're visiting from on demand, which is very cool. You questioned, does the team that think the Cathay Dragon competes with the Stormcast Dragon for coolest big dragon? I'm a little bit biased, so yes. I think that is a very, very cool dragon.
Yes.
And I think the whole Cathay range in general, I was so not expecting it that I don't have socks anymore. They've been blown off.
Yeah.
They no longer exist.
I can see your ankles from here.
They're just tatters. Tatters
blinded by them.
of promise.
Also, to respond to Ragnaros, who is super chatted in, did someone say Space Wolves? Awo. We'll get onto that in a bit.
We're going to get onto Space Wars. Thank you for your 20th super chat, Ragnar.
And the 10th from the Mr. Branu. Thank you. Thank you, guys. That's amazing.
Very nice. If you, again, be like them, get in the super chat and talk to us. One last thing I'm going to talk about with Matt Mao Ying. I really like how calm and serene her face is, and then she turns into a dragon.
Yes.
Because she could have been like, and then,
But she's like, I have this under control.
She's
and
all
then
under control.
Dragon mode.
Yeah, I didn't notice that the hair is consistent between the two models. I absolutely love
It's
that.
awesome.
Now that okay, here's a question for you.
Yes.
What's better, Bretonia or Cathay? I feel like Cathay wins.
Easy answer. Empire of Man. Don't ask me such questions, you fool.
Right, so this
incredible.
This was the biggest surprise of the reveal for me. I was expecting this to sort of round out the end of the of Old Bob before they potentially do a new edition at some point. But that's amazing. What a cool range.
I think just before we move on to the other incredible amount of exciting reveals, I think this is a real statement of intent.
Yeah.
And it makes me very happy that I was worried that there's been a little bit of a wibbly-wobbly release cycle for Old World, and it made me worried that it was going to be a flash in the pan. But I think this is hugely exciting and shows a bit of commitment from Games Workshop to be like, hey, we're doing a whole new army and it's all in plastic.
Yeah.
So credit to them, and also how good these models are.
Hooray for Cathay!
Hooray for Cathay!
Right, before we get into the next one, Sam Dawes, thank you for your super chat. Solidarity with the early risers. I have my 5-year-old son to thank for that.
Nice.
Yes. Sorry, I wasn't me laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I have a 6 and a 2-year-old. Very excited for the new Grey Knight, Dread Knight, and Thousand Suns Automata. We're going to get onto that.
We are indeed.
The Dread Knight, huh?
I will
Interesting.
We'll come back to that.
Right, let's get on to the next thing. Oh, Katie, I can see vibrating from a distance. Kill Team Typhon.
Typhon!
Yeah.
Bugs!
This is cool.
This is very cool.
So I've got an immediate thought with this. Where's all the flying things that were rumoured with this version of Kill Team? All the rumours were like, it's all going to be jump packs and flying stuff. My guess was it was going to be new gargoyles.
Or some
Or
sort
shrikes.
of... Or yes.
But What this is giving me hope for is we got the new warriors, we've got the new shrikes, which are the snake warriors, and we got the new raveners, which are the snake warriors, and now we're gonna get new shrikes.
Yeah.
I think also to carry on the redoing-a-thon is the raveners are very much in Space Marine 2.
They are.
They're a lot scarier in Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
So based on the thing we were talking about the redos the other week
Yeah.
in our Warhammer show.
Yeah.
Convex soon, maybe when?
Maybe.
But yeah, these are incredible.
They're on
They
it.
have names!
They do have names.
Right, we've got the Prime. Prime time, baby! And the Fell Talon. Katie, what what?
I think this is one of the redacted ones they put up when they were showing the different schemes. This isn't like a
High
specific
Fleet.
one.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, it's quite a cool scheme actually. I really
This
like
is gorgeous.
They look
It's so
quite
cool.
aquatic. A Terracide.
They do look aquatic.
Yeah. A Wrecker. A
Wrecker is
Venom
my
Spitter.
favourite.
And which one's your favourite?
Wrecker.
The Wrecker. Yeah, I like his face a lot.
really cool.
The Venom Spitter's
He
very
just
cool.
be wrecking stuff.
Yeah, and the Warrior looks a little bit like a Gene Stealer, but with a really long tail.
What I really like about them is you always think, how do you do kill team with Tyranids? Because you've got to have characterizations for each of them. And I think this shows how good the design is of each.
Yeah.
That they feel super unique.
Yeah.
And I think it says that there's only 5 of them. So normally you get like a big old squad of fellas. Even though there's 6 options,
There's
you can only bring 5 operatives to the battlefield.
Oh, right.
So they're quite elite.
Okay.
So they're like gnarly, which
Yeah.
makes me wonder how big they're going to be.
Yeah, interesting. Then we've got the AdMech side as well. And my I've got 2. Boo! This is servitors.
Tyranids!
So a couple of hot takes. There's a techno-archaeologist in here, weirdly. Because that's an old model.
Someone needs to lead them.
I guess so. You could say the Servitor Underseer would be quite equipped to lead
Which
them.
we noticed a minute ago is almost like mimicking the Venom Spitter Ravener.
So, yeah.
They're like really similar poses.
It's sort of like his weird long-lost twin. The Venom Spitter and the Servitor Underseer look very similar. But I do like the Servitor Underseer.
He's really cool.
He's very, very cool.
It is really cool.
2 gun servitors, which I like. I think the one on the left is actually
In Imperial Agents?
Yeah, I think it was in an old, like a weird old box game. But it's cool to see it in here. Another gun servitor, which is new. Hello.
I was being really dumb. It's High Fleet Typhon.
Oh, it's Typhon? Oh, right, that
Typhon.
makes sense.
It's in the name.
Cool. You've then got a Breacher Servitor, a Technomedic Servitor, an Auto Proxy Servitor.
I thought this morning. With the Technomedic Servitor, I like the idea is in that box he's just got more arms. And he's not going to fix you, just like, I will take off your leg.
Yes.
Here is a new leg.
Yeah.
Like, the characterization for servitors is so cool.
Yeah, but these servitors are great because I think this is the only the second or maybe the third version of servitors, but these are really cool. And then combat servitors, the one in the middle has a gourmet head, I would like to say. What an awesome head. I will be getting that for my bits box.
I also like how the combat servitors effectively just have little pliers or like little red cans. Like, you go, you're our combat servitors.
Yeah.
Are we the cannon fodder master?
Don't get too close, I will tweak your nipple. It's cool. I like the servitors a lot.
Servitors are very cool.
That's a very nice kill team box.
I also, on the kill team stuff in general, I know for ages ago we were saying, you know how you had Warhammer Underworlds and Warcry were doing these really unique kill teams and units, whereas sometimes kill team is like, here's 10 intercessors.
Yeah.
I like the fact that everyone's getting these really characterful kill teams that are totally different.
Yeah.
And we saw with Blood and Zeal, and we've seen with Typhon, they're like super unique parts of the world.
Yeah.
So it's just cool to see.
It's very cool.
We also talk about how cool the terrain is.
The terrain is very cool. We have uncovered the mystery of what the selection of Tyranid holes is.
Yep.
It's a bit of terrain and some more
very cool.
terrain. I'd like to see this 4x'd. Personally.
Yes.
That would be cool. But yes, very nice
Quite sizable,
box.
because I think on the image at the top of the page, you can see all the terrain in situ.
Yeah.
And they do look big, those Raveners.
They are big, aren't they? Good grief, they're massive.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's that.
Well,
I
they
think
are
they're like
quite big
chunky.
models currently. They're just so hunched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool, we've killed team. Right, let's do a couple of super chats. Last Son of Nostromo, welcome back. Space Wolves A+, Sekhmet Robots A+, Raveners A+, new weapons for the baby carrier. We'll get onto that. Vision Wargaming, is Sigmar dead? Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Or another day.
Danny Putman, love you guys. We love you too. When's the TT dice tray for sale?
Soon, TM.
And more stuff as well. Stay tuned for that.
Some really cool stuff.
Thank you for your super chats. Please continue to do the super chats, and we will get back to you after we've talked about Sigmar incredibly briefly. So this is the most boring thing that they talked about, unfortunately. So another hot take for me, James, is that it wasn't that long ago that they did a new edition of Sigmar.
It wasn't.
They did the starter box.
Yep.
They did the Sigmarines.
They did.
I always forget what they're called.
Stormcast Eternals.
Stormcast Eternals. And they did the rats.
Well, they have done the orcs. They have been releasing stuff.
They have, but sort of single models here and there. It's been very, very quiet. And in this reveal, they've basically they've shown off that there is a new spearhead, which is interesting. There are some new
spearhead boxes,
which are repackaged old models or existing models.
I don't think there's anything new in there. I mean, feel free to correct me, but I feel like they would have said, if there was like, here's this cool new model that's only available in the box.
And they've also said they're doing a competition to win a starter bundle. And there's a General's Handbook
on the way. Yes. It does, I mean, it suggests with the General's Handbook on the way that maybe they're going to announce some more stuff.
Yeah.
But it
doesn't feel very exciting though, does it?
Not a lot to talk about from Sigmar.
There are, I think, a few new things for the cities of Sigmar and the Seraphon. Or are they existing?
No,
it's all existing models. Yeah.
The albino lizard and stuff, I think it's all been released previously.
They're just packaging this new spearhead.
Not a single new model.
No. Peculiar. But maybe that speaks to them doing, because they do mention that there's a new General's Handbook, so maybe there's going to be some other kind of AOS release. And that's a good point. John Noble has done a super chat. To be fair, AOS did get the Soul Blight Gravelords, which was, they got the huge zombie dragon. And that was only very recently.
Yes.
I guess,
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So maybe I bet they don't want anything to overshadow that just yet. Except from, as you do point out, Cathay returning.
Let's just think about Cathay again for a minute. We do have a roadmap. Thank you. Listen, I've been up since 3. We're going about 3 for no reason. It's very early. I apologise for my lack of vocabulary. So coming next is the Idoneth Deepkin, the Blades of Khorne, the Caradron Overlords, and the Nighthaunt. And then on the horizon, a mysterious wing. Which looks like it might
Flesh
be
Eaters, I reckon.
Yeah, it could be Flesh Eaters. Or maybe the Cain.
Oh yeah, it could be them.
Cain ladies.
They've got spiky wings.
I don't know.
Daughters of Cain.
Thank you. Yes, so there is a roadmap, but yeah, just a bit of an underwhelming one for an Adepticon reveal.
Yeah, which I feel like normally there's quite big Sigmar stuff at Adepticon. I feel like there's quite a base.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah.
Cathay's back. I don't know how I feel about anything anymore.
Did you happen to see all of the Cathay range that we just talked about?
Yeah.
It was good, wasn't it?
Good, that was really good.
It was nice. Right, we're going to move on from the age of Sigmar into the age of Warhammer 40,000.
Age of Darkness.
The chapter approved mission deck. This is very exciting.
This is like my low key, maybe most excited thing.
Yeah. So chapter approved. They've shown off the card box. I really hope they print more of these this time because they were really hard to get hold of. So it's such a shame for gamers. This is the 2025 to 26 mission deck. Now that's new because they didn't say that last time, and that's been printed on the box. And as we know, when Games Workshop prints something,
it stays like that.
It sticks. I'll just talk through a couple of bits. The biggest change is the mission parameters step. You'll now be able to choose 3 ways to play: 1,000 point incursion, 2,000 point strike force, and new asymmetric war games. So no big games.
Bids. There's only one way to play.
Asymmetric war games! This is very exciting.
It's incredible.
So this is quite cool because it feels like you've got, and we talked about this just yesterday, you've got your match play type games, and then asymmetric is more, it is probably still match play, but a bit more
Well, these are all
dynamic.
match play. So basically, when you, instead of it being like, are you playing Strike Force or Incursion, it's like you can have your list and you can choose which missions do you want to play.
Yeah.
So when you're setting up the board, you can be like, oh, should we do this today instead?
Yeah.
I think it's so cool.
Yeah.
The one they've showed is called Pincer Attack, which has like a V deployment for one player, and then 2 small quarter deployments for the opponent.
It's really cool.
Which I think it feels very stale sometimes, but it's always like both stand in a line, go capture objectives, terraform this, deploy homing beacon here. Whereas if the secondaries are as exciting, because I think they have their own secondaries for the different modes. It could be so incredibly fun. I'm very excited.
It's very exciting. So Incursion Games have got fresh unit restrictions, which is interesting, which would suggest you can't take Primarchs.
Yeah, which would make sense at that point.
And their own deployments further balance smaller games, whilst Asymmetric War presents a unique challenge with uneven deployment zones and differing primary objectives. So this sounds really fresh and really
cool.
And it's basically going to be 2 separate ways of playing 2,000 points, which is how most people play. So this should feel really fresh.
It should be amazing. They have ditched secret missions.
I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like secret missions are all right, but I'm sure.
I quite like the new challenger thing though.
Yeah, so they are out, replaced by new challenger cards. This new inclusion provides players who are trailing by 6 victory points or more at the start of a battle round with interesting tools to close the gap. So it's not like you're being hammered. Here's your chance to get back into it.
Also, there's that kind of thing of like with the secret missions. Sometimes it is like, cool, I have an idea for a secret mission. You go for it, and then your opponent proceeds to absolutely level you. Whereas this, even if it's early doors, you could do a challenger thing, and you either get a CP for free, which the ones they've showed are like Force a Breach, which means anything could just move through terrain, or Renewed Focus, you can reroll hits and wounds for 1 unit, which is pretty massive. Or you can choose to forego the free secondary and then do a really easy secondary objective for like 3 victory points to give you a little bit of a leg up, which I think is a really nice way of, do I need points or do I need to absolutely turbo up my premier units?
Very cool. The mission deck comes with some objective markers, which is fine. They are also going to be printing full-size objective markers on those big horrible discs.
They're horrible.
Let's just all have a conversation with ourselves. Let's get rid of those.
Yeah.
They look awful. They're real immersion breakers.
Brother, I must stand on this plastic disc.
Look at the size of it, it must be taken. So that's very exciting. So they've not gone into much detail about what this whole thing involves, but cool to see there's going to be a brand new mission pack, a massive focus on what most people play, which is 2,000 points. So.
And believe you me, when we do have more information on it, we will be covering this.
Hard. Lovely. Right, a couple more super chats. Brian Alleman, another Crusade book just when Nachman just dropped his weird. Yeah,
it is a bit strange.
Yeah. I mean, it's not out yet. We don't know when it's
It
out.
might be a little while until we see it.
But that's a very good point. And then 7 Worlds Minis. Beard, how big is your gourmet bits box? It's massive. It's absolutely huge. I've got quite a lot of admin to do with that, actually. You've just reminded me. Thank you for the super chats. You two. More of you, please. Get in touch. You can get involved with the conversation and you can just support us, which is nice. Talking of supporting us, you could also sign up to On Demand. We've got all sorts of cool stuff on there. Yesterday, we dropped a new painting tutorial for Emperor's Children Flesh, which a lot of people have been asking for, so that's very nice. What day is it? Thursday. And there's a new battle report out at 10.
Yeah.
What is it, Katie?
Black Templars versus Black Legion.
Oh,
that is a good game.
Yes.
That was. I wasn't Black Templars. Fell to the powers of chaos.
Crazy.
We had a special guest for the Black
It's
Templars.
the first time that's happened, James. You fall into chaos.
It's nice.
Dark Angels. Right.
Good tangent. Speaking of chaos, we are into the triad of the remaining Chaos Legions.
Triangle of Doom.
Look at it.
Beg your pardon?
Look at it.
Look at it.
Yes.
Now, I have some thoughts about this.
Yep.
My first thought is that I've changed my mind a bit, and I absolutely love this model.
Yeah, I love the model.
Not what I was expecting.
No.
I was not expecting a leader to lead the Exalted and the 8-bound.
It kind of makes sense, because apparently you can only say like the Lord Invocatus can lead them or something, which is a bit weird.
Yeah.
Because he's on a big demon horse.
Yeah. Now, he's called, what's he called? He's
like the...
a Slaughterbound.
There you go.
A monstrously powerful warrior whose unquenchable thirst for bloodshed is so great, they welcomed a mighty bloodthirster into their soul.
That's very cool.
What? It's got a bloodthirster in it?
Yeah, because the 8-bound have got demons.
Have got the 8 demons.
In them, yeah.
It's got a bloodthirster in it?
Bloodthirster
Yeah.
in him.
Squeezed it in, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, massive.
Well, the lore of these is horrifying. They get put in these like box things.
Right.
And basically get trapped in there.
Right.
And demons just go into their soul and ravage them and just try and fight their soul until they eventually come out as like crazed maniacs.
Wow. And they've also got blood being put into them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Blood.
Constant blood. He must be delighted.
Yeah, look, and also what I like is that he's holding one eviscerator and
Yeah.
his arm has become an eviscerator. Yeah, the model's absolutely incredible.
Look at all the skulls he's acquired.
Yeah, he's got a lot of
Quite a
skulls.
few.
He's loving his life. He is exactly, he is...
You can build a throne out.
The World Eater.
He's quite literally staying in his lane, staying hydrated.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Flourishing.
Yeah, it will be cool to see massed 8-bound, because presumably this isn't a name character and you can run 3. So I'm expecting to see quite a lot. I was really hoping for Juggernauts with the World Eater, so I'm a bit disappointed there because you've got the Juggernaut Lord.
I wanted like a unit of like Cornate cavalry would be pretty gnarly, but hey, it's a cool model.
Yeah, I like it. That's what's going to happen.
Please elaborate.
Mimic Starling 34, the 34th of his name, has said that Lord Advocatus can lead Blood Crushers, so that's been said somewhere.
Oh!
Because the demons.
Yes, because the demons.
Someone earlier, I believe they said that Karanak is not gone. They said something about him not being gone or something. If anyone knows anything about that, put it in chat.
It does say, you're right, it does say here, Bloodletters, Bloodthirsters, and more can join the World Eaters.
Okay.
I hope there's more options than in the Emperor's Children, which was like, here's one detachment you can take.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be more stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't
that would be cool.
say how many detachments are in that book. Oh, one of 5 detachments. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mimic Starling, for telling me that. We'll do the other
is not gone confirmed.
Big
Karanak
pun?
will be back. Karanak lives.
What?
Who said that? The comments. Karanak is confirmed to be back in the Index.
Oh, sweet.
Apparently.
Really weird. We'll get back to the super chats.
They apologise for removing him on the stream.
Oh, so they made a mistake then, basically.
They messed up.
We'll come back to Karen.
How can you? That's such.
Doesn't matter. There's more Chaos Space Marines.
Oh, I've accidentally put the data sheet in Legends. World Eater's Codex cover looks awesome. Very happy about that. We then have the Death Guard, my favourites. Oh, Typhus is on the front cover. That's nice for Typhus.
He's very cool.
6 detachments for the Death Guard.
Excellent. The new model that wasn't revealed in the last live stream is in this one, which is very cool. What's he called? The Death Guard? Lord of Poxes, that's the one. Excellent. 6 attachments, lots of flexibility, and Nurgle Demons confirmed. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And then we have the Thousand Suns Automata. Very exciting indeed. Unshackled dark vaults of ancient technology now unleash the unsettling robotic forms of the sectile robots in the galaxy. They are quite unsettling. They look very creepy and make me feel a bit sick. There's something weird about them.
I think they're amazing.
I love them. They're just quite the shape and the posture. They're weird.
I love everything about them.
Yeah.
I think we were discussing this morning when we came in. I think the choice of making them like a bone color is a bit weird.
I think they're meant to be metallic.
Yeah,
oh no, it's like worn bone. I'm not a fan of the way they've been painted, but I think the model's really cool.
The model's so cool. I also, what I like about this, and what I really hope this means, is what I've been wanting for a long time, is I don't like that every Chaos has all the same stuff. I like this being their Hellbrute, or this being their anti-tank thing. Like every one of the mono-gods to feel really unique.
Yeah.
Like you don't just have all the same stuff that Black Legion do, you've got your own thing.
This is what I've said before. I don't mind a Hellbrute going if they're replaced by something like this. Excellent. But when you just take things away, you don't replace them, I get very upset. These towering mechanical constructs guard sites of immense sorcerous powers. They are plundered by their masters. Their bodies are inscribed with illusionary spells and runes of obscuration. Let them remain hidden in advantageous positions before opening up with arcane weapons and hellfire missiles.
So cool.
Maybe they deep strike.
It's very, very cool.
It's exciting.
They do seem like a Dreadnought kind of situation.
I love the model. It's very, very cool. Not what I was expecting at all, but I love it. Rules for these armored centaurs can be found in the new Codexes. Includes rules for Flamers, Screamers, Pink and Blue Horrors, Lord of Change, and Kara's Fate Weaver.
And 5 detachments.
5 detachments, very cool. So demons confirmed everywhere.
Demons confirmed. Do you know what else is confirmed?
What?
Katie's coin!
My coins!
Yeah, coins are here. The Thousand Suns cover is amazing again. And the special edition codexes are awesome.
All the artwork for all the Primarchs.
I'm gutted I didn't get the Emperor's Children one because now I can't get the other 3 because I will never complete the set.
Exactly. Yeah.
But they are very, very nice indeed.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Excellent. Right, we'll move on. Very happy about the Chaos. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Oh, and our old friend Karanak will return to his rightful place in that index.
Yeah.
You bunch of idiots. Right, let's do a couple of super chats. We've not done Crazy Shack. Crazy Shack,
Yeah, we need
Crazy Shack
to-
48 isn't it? Good evening. It's actually the morning here, but thank you. Nothing really for my armies, but excited to see my buddy field the new Raveners. Always fun to play against new stuff.
It is.
What a great way of thinking about things. Justin Hinkley, I was less than chuffed about the Chaos Rays, especially World Eaters. I'm sorry for you, Justin, but thank you for your third super chat and telling us about your disdain. That's absolutely fine. This is an open community. You can say whatever you want. Also, oh no,
There you are.
I've done Mimic. Justin, hang on a minute.
You're on to...
Power.
No, we missed him.
Oh, Mimic Sterling. Oh, Mimic Sterling 34's done another one. No, I've done him.
You did him.
Yeah,
that was
I didn't want anyone to be left out.
Carl DePaul, myself and my buddy are doing a Wildies vs Emperor's Children 2,000 point slow grow, and he terrifies me. 8 bound with a leader is scary. That's 9 bound. If you think about it. Thank you for the super chat, Carl. Phil Henderson, good morning, Phil.
Morning, Phil.
Painting early morning Von Squiggly Leapers. Battle in the Black Library for the new Thousand Suns release. That's a cool idea.
That is a cool idea.
John Burkett, with the Thousand Suns Sector robots being added, do we think Hellbrutes, Forge Fiends, Mauler Fiends will be out? Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe Mauler Fiends will be in.
Yeah,
maybe it'll just be Forge Fiends. Who knows? Who knows?
Presumably, though, that does suggest that they're going to be the new anti-tank thing, maybe. Yeah. Who knows?
We'll see. John Noble, worry not, Beard.
John.
The EC Codex hasn't come out yet since we're still waiting on it. Lucius, Fulgrim, Forward Blades, etc.
You still have time to get your special edition.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
You too can have a coin.
Coins.
I feel like investing in it. You can invest in stuff now. I saw the other day, just a complete tangent.
Yeah.
I went to go and get a bit, a Dark Angels banner.
Oh, yeah.
The old Deathwing Knights one. £12 they're going for on eBay.
Yeah. Hang on to your banners, that's what we're saying.
Weak Warrior, the Automata are cool until you realise there's only a head taller than the rubrics. Oh, don't say that.
I actually think that's...
What? Are they? They look massive.
I think they're like on their base size. I think they're kind of like biggified Space Marines. And also, Weak Warrior, you've got a Votan as your picture. So let's not be talking about height, eh?
Thank you for the super chats, everyone. Thank you for your support at this difficult time as we go into Grey Knights.
No.
Right.
No.
There's some Crusade stuff. We are running out of time. I'm not going to go over the Crusade stuff. The Grey Knights. The Codex is confirmed, and they have redone. And we had to really look at this. They have actually redone the Dreadnought.
I still think it's a...
It's not an upgrade sprue. Because I confirmed all of the armor plating and compared it to the Games Workshop.
I think, are the shins separate pieces?
The shins, the feet, and some of the torso is different. This is a new kit. This is a new Dreadnought. And it looks so similar that you'd be forgiven for thinking it is an upgrade sprue.
They can't have done that.
It's crazy.
But that's the same. That's the same.
The shield's
the
same.
Lot of it's the same. The arms are the same. The back's the same. The legs are the same.
Yeah, the weapons are different, but there's quite a lot of differences between the limbs. The Grey Knight in the baby carrier is in the baby carrier. He's new. He's got a new head. It's fascinating to me.
They said it was an upgrade sprue on stream.
It is an upgrade sprue? Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Which is good because that would be tragic if they literally just remade the same kit. I think he's had a fresh paint job, which is why. But I'm pretty sure these bits are replaceable.
Oh. Weird.
New weapons and bits to distinguish the Grandmaster from the normal one.
Because I think the key thing will be is that if it wasn't an upgrade sprue, that would suggest that there's never going to be a range refresh. Whereas if they can't redo the Dreadnought and then redo other models later on. So I think this is just to tide everyone over.
Oh.
Which is still very underwhelming for Grey Knights. Because that model if they just redone it and encased the Warrior, then they wouldn't need to worry about it.
I suppose that it was quite difficult to distinguish between a Grandmaster and not. So I suppose it's something.
It is something.
Oh, the Grey Knight's got an upgrade sprue.
Weirdly, I'd much rather they got an upgrade sprue than a redone Nemesis Dread Knight.
I suppose that would then lead into a full range refresh.
Yeah, because I don't mind tiding us over for something better later on. If it's just, here's another Dread Knight, then that's not so good.
I'm sorry, I have to read this comment. I'm putting a Gazcool head on the top of it and calling it looted mega armor. He's going to leave the Marine and the Carrier though.
What is quite nice is that it's a very cool Codex cover.
It's a great Codex cover.
That's good.
All the artwork's very exciting.
Right.
Let's get to the meat and potatoes.
It's time for the big reveal, everybody! It's not Heresy, not the new edition of Heresy, which we thought it would be. It is the Space Wolves. The Space Wolves are here. Yes, and they certainly are. Now, this is a new army box.
It is neat.
Skipping ahead a bit, there is more coming.
Yes, there are. Yeah,
which is very cool. Now. But we're going to get into it. Now, immediately we've been disproven, or I have. Because in my predictions for Space Wolves, I said there is no chance there's going to be new Grey Knights and no chance there's going to be Blood Claws. But these are not upgrade sprues.
No,
these are brand new, baby.
Kits, which is very good.
And hot take, I do like the direction they've gone with these. They've not gone over the top with the walls on walls on walls on walls.
Supposed to be awake.
Yeah. The heads are very cool, and this is what I was really hoping for. They look like Vikings.
Yes.
Beaky helmet.
Immediately, it's a good start.
It's really cool. The armor looks quite unique. There is one thing that I really wish that they'd gone a bit harder on, is that about half of them have got completely flat shin pads.
Yes.
There's no knee armor. It's just flat, and that to me looks very, very cool.
Yeah.
The chest armor's different as well. That looks a bit more basic, I guess.
I think it's also, you can kind of almost see it's like their honor badges, because some of them have just got those, and then some of them have like full-on Aquilas with the wolf head. Yeah. Like it's cool. What is interesting as well is that if they are doing that, I'm really intrigued to see how the book will work in terms of, are these your battle line or are these specialist?
Well, what's quite interesting here, between these and the Grey Hunters, this looks very much like the Emperor's Children box in terms of their two battle lines.
That's what I was thinking.
So I would be surprised if they're not battle line.
But then can you still take Assault Intercessors?
Well, this is going to be quite interesting, isn't it? I'm presuming so, but we don't know yet. The Grey Hunters, the first image there, we have an old school helmet.
Yes. Oh, it's so cool.
Old school Space Marine helmet.
Just bring those helmets back. It's what the people want.
It's really cool. The Sergeant looks great.
It's incredible.
He's got a very cool haircut. I like his axe.
It's awesome.
His three little furry things.
What I'm glad about, and this, I think, the dial is only turned a little bit more. Yeah. But this is so much more what I want, if you know that Space Wolves Lieutenant. Yeah. This is, the dial is moved by like a tiny fraction, and you get this. And it's so much better. So I love the Neanderthal man.
The second, okay, if you go to the second slide of this one, Teen Wolf on the left.
Look at his eyebrows, they're like mine.
Now that's quite cool because he looks a little bit wolfen, a little bit. He's got very thick eyebrows.
He's on the turn.
Yeah, very interesting. I like the other guy as well. The heads in general are brilliant. They look really, really good. What's cool as well
is given they're Space Wolves, they have access to the bolt carbines, but also still have combat weapons.
Yeah.
Because they're Space Wolves.
Yeah.
So apparently the Grey Hunters are OC3.
Why?
Don't know.
Why?
I don't know.
Why are they OC3? Don't go.
They're chunky.
Okay.
They've got the spirit of the wolf.
OC3? Let's not worry about that just yet. Wolfguard Head Takers.
These are wicked.
First of all, Head Takers is a cool name.
Very cool.
They all have their own individual wolf pet, which I love.
Very cool.
And these are very Space Wolf to me.
Awesome.
Now this does then present an interesting question. Are they going to have blade guards? Because these look like blade guards to me.
This is the whole thing is very interesting, because are they just in addition to Space Marines?
It would be weird if it would be very strange if you don't have access to the entire Space Marine range, like Blood Angels and
exactly. But then maybe they're so Codex divergent that. And now I would say I prefer the helmet option, because the helmet has a really cool feature where the crossguard bit over the nose is like a Saxon helmet, like a Viking helmet with the bit that goes over the top.
It's really cool.
And it's wicked. You can give him two weapons. You can give him sword and shield. He's also the classic Wolfguard Terminator shield, because that's a Crux Terminatus on that shield, which is very cool.
Yeah, old school Space Wolf shields is really cool. The capes are great.
Amazing.
They are more ornate, but not like completely over the top. The wolf pelts are brilliant. Big fan. Love
Huge
these.
fan.
Very,
I think
very
they're
cool.
incredible, yeah.
It looks like there's also a couple of options. You've got the guy at the end has got 2 melee weapons, and you've also got a shield option. So it'll be interesting to see if they have different data sheets, because weapon options on the data sheet, because they didn't have that with the flawless blades.
Exactly. They also do kind of super tease, if you scroll up just a little bit.
Yeah.
The Wolf Guard are the chapter's greatest veteran warriors who can fulfill a variety of roles, including wearing precious suits of Terminator armor. Full stop.
Come on now.
So I feel that feels very teasy to me.
Yeah.
Very teasy.
Yeah.
But we'll see. There's also Cathay now. Who knows?
Next, we have the Wolfguard Battle Leader.
I love this model.
This is great.
This is Turbo Town.
So you've got you've got 2 head options, which is amazing,
Majestic.
and they are both excellent.
It's so cool.
The beards are flowing, the hair is flowing,
The wolf pelts are flowing. Cape is flowing.
Everything's blowing in the same direction. It's absolutely amazing.
Including his little teeth on his leg.
Yeah, they've all got fangs
It's
as
so
well,
cool.
which is cool. Even the helmet option is really nice. You've got a sword, you've got a very cool looking hammer.
That looks super cool. I like how unique it is as well.
Yeah, plasma pistol option, you've got a shield as well. Absolutely love it, but not as much as the Wolf Priest.
Now, come on now.
Oh my God.
This is what I'm talking about.
So how would you ever choose a head for this?
I know it's impossible.
You'd magnetize the head, wouldn't you?
You would. Or just, but I want
Or
to...
take 3.
Yeah, that's your option, because these are my 3 favourite heads.
Oh man. So a Wolf Priest effectively is a chaplain, right?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yes.
The very long beard with all of the
Is
trinkets like tied into it is really cool.
The classic wolf skull helmet is awesome.
But they put a hood on it, which is even better.
Yeah, the hood makes him look so menacing.
The one below it as well is really cool.
I also like how you can give him either a pistol and a Crozius or a little shiv, which looks like a Tyranid spine.
It looks quite enchanted, doesn't it?
It's very cool.
Yes.
Best chaplain in the Space Marine range?
No.
What's better than that?
I think Asmodai. Asmodai. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah, fair enough.
I can't not have my Interrogator Chaplain. I'd like them to have redone the Interrogator Chaplain, but he's a very close second.
It's awesome. Very, very cool. So that's them. All of these miniatures are included in the new army set alongside a freshly updated Codex Space Wolves packed with background lore miniatures and data sheets for 20 unique units. So start speculating as to what is in
20
that.
unique units. Very interesting.
20 unique units.
Very interesting.
That sounds like more than Blood Angels and Dark Angels.
That is more than Blood
Top of
Angels
my
and
head.
Dark Angels.
20. What's gonna? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 15.
Well, apparently someone said that the head takers, they have different rules depending on the weapons they've got. So I wonder if that would be split into 2, like you have warriors for the Tyranids.
But you have shields, wolf
And then
takers.
dual wielding, have a separate.
Yes. Yes, I think
Might
you're
be a
probably right
separate
there.
data sheet.
Yeah.
That'd be lame.
Yeah, it
Do
would
you
be.
need another data sheet for that?
Well, it's like with Death Company. Death Company with jump back. Death Company on, but Death Company captain. But that is exciting. That means potentially less is getting. But they have got also a deluge of characters.
Yeah.
So maybe quite a lot of them are making it across the Rubicon Legendaris.
Very interesting. So we've got 15 more data sheets to be revealed.
Which is terribly exciting.
So what's going to get Legends and what is in? That's really interesting. That's a very, very nice army box.
They also said on stream that for the Wolfguard head takers, the wolves could split off and act independently.
That's kind of cool.
So they let the dogs off the leash.
Woof.
And those wolves are great.
The wolves are really cool.
They're really nice. Which suggests to me maybe the Fenrisian wolves are going to be in the Codex.
Yeah, maybe.
Eventually. Because they've gone to the trouble of resculpting these ones.
Now, the
What will
question,
become of Thunderwolves?
Yeah, are they Thunderwolf sized? Like what? We don't, because Thunderwolf's quite diddy now. Next to Primaris Marine.
They're in a local
I can't imagine
bases.
that guy riding on that wolf.
No. Well, the Fenrisian wolves are smaller than Thunderwolves. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? They're not redoing Thunderwolves, for goodness sake. Very cool indeed. That brings us to the end of the reveals. I was surprised not to see anything for Heresy. Granted, it wasn't on the list of game systems that they were going to be talking about. I thought it was going to be like, one more thing. Here's a trailer for the new edition of Heresy.
One more thing, like Columbo. That said, Hashtag Cathay, man.
Cathay, that was
what
wild.
What are the chances?
No one was. I don't think anyone was expecting Cathay. That to me that was the biggest surprise. And I mean the Space Wolves are amazing, but that's a whole new army, and it is beautiful. You've got giant final boss man. You've got a very cool warlord, and it does set a precedent for the rest of Old World. It's quite exciting.
I think what for me is most important about that release is it's not just, oh my god, an amazing model range. It means that they are willing to commit to actually keeping Old World alive and well. Yeah. Which is super exciting. Yeah. Also, Space Wolves. Woof, woof, woof.
There's quite a few super chats about that, actually.
About what?
Space Wolves!
Oh, okay, let's go back to the super chats. Phil Henderson just says Big Red White Riding Hood.
Yeah, with old...
there's more. You need to go up higher.
Oh, sorry,
Do you want
everyone.
me to read them?
Go on then.
Ragnaros has just said, woof!
Excellent.
Nice.
John Burkett, awoo!
Excellent.
Waymaker, awoo! Space Wolf models are chock-a-block full of flavour, mixed helmet marks, so wonderful, and I don't even play Space Wolves. This and Cathay were amazing.
That is correct.
I completely agree.
I'll be interested to see if there's options to do the Primaris helmets or the old school helmets, or if it's completely mixed. Nice.
Also the new weird Saxon helmet thing. Yes, please.
That also does set an interesting precedent as well, doesn't it? Are Primaris and Firstborn basically all into Splice now?
Yeah, are they just blood claws?
Is that what it's going to be? Is that how they're going to do? Yeah.
Blood claws. Yes, please.
All right, I like that.
We then have Skavark, who, new to Super Chats, forgot the message. It's okay, I found it. I was cool with my Blood Angels release. What made them treat Space Wolves so differently?
Potentially unpopular opinion is that Space Wolves are the most popular sub-faction. I think because I think they have a big player base, and because they have always had a very large range, I think they have just sold a lot of Space Wolf kits over time.
Yeah, maybe.
If you think about the amount of Firstborn stuff, which is either going to be redone or binned off, there were so many kits to buy for such a long period of time. I wonder if they've just been a good seller.
Maybe, but then also you think like all of the kits, Librarian Dreadnoughts, Tycho, Sanguinary Priest, Sanguinary Guard. I weirdly do feel in the, as a fellow Blood Angels fan, Dark Angel release, absolutely incredible. Deathwing Knights, Inner Circle Companions. Yeah. All of the Wolfy Wolf stuff is amazing. Yeah. Blood Angels did get the shorter end of the stick, I think. But I think that mainly comes down to the Sanguinary Guard. I think the rest of that release is awesome. Yeah. I think it's just the Sanguinary Guard are a bit funky. Yeah. But then they're always a bit weird. Yeah. They're a hard model to get right. Yeah. But we got Dante. So.
Indeed.
John Burkett is the next one.
Yeah.
You good?
I found it now.
Go for it.
Hashtag crisis. My goodness. The new Wolves look amazing, but Dark Angels have always been my boys. I'm torn. Am I starting Space Wolf Army now? Hashtag Speed the Raven.
Look, you do what you want to do, but if you do a certain thing, some interrogators will be speaking with you. And we'll have a very long, very intense chat.
Yes, I'm sure. Yes. So I'm fascinated by this shin pad thing. They should have just gone flat shin pads.
Yeah, man.
Crazy Shaq 48 is back once again. Brutalis Bjorn when? Right, I don't want to upset you. First of all, he wouldn't be a Brutalis because he's got a gun. I have a horrible suspicion that Bjorn is going to be put to sleep.
I do wonder if that's what will happen then. If there'll be loads of unique Dreadnoughts. Maybe they'll get like a special Brutalis. Maybe they'll get like a special Redemptor. Because the Space Wolves do love their Dreadnoughts. They like keeping people around a long time.
I can't see him doing a Bjorn kit.
No, I don't think they'll get a character kit, but I wonder if they'll have like special unique data sheets for all of the Dreadnought variants.
But they're all so different because you've got the Venerable Dreadnought with the axe and the shield, which they couldn't do with the Redemptor. You've got Murder Fang.
Give it ice claws on your Brutalis.
It's fascinating. Well, I'm sure we'll find out soon. Visual game again. So Sigmar dead and Kislev when? Well, I mean, going by today's reveal, you wouldn't be forgiven for thinking that Sigmar is dead.
And Kislev. Well, I mean, if they did done Cathay, yes, at some point, presumably. Yeah. Why not?
I suppose we'll see when the General's Handbook comes a bit close what they're going to do with Sigmar, but it wasn't a very exciting reveal, was it? The Texas Goose, honk!
Honk, honk!
6 attack Wolf Guard, OC3 movement, 7 Grey Hunters, Chaplain/Apothecary combined in a Wolf Priest, amazing new sculpt, still more to come, sold. So it looks like we missed out quite a lot by not being in the live stream. Hang on.
Oh.
There we go.
It's probably worth talking about this.
The roadmap, yes.
Oh, please. The roadmap!
Yes.
Right, the last thing we'll talk about. First of all, thank you to everyone for being here with us this morning. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that's done the super chats. It supports us very much, and so does On Demand. So if you want to consider supporting us even further and get access to all of our content, including our new show, Backstage. If you want to be a Backstage baby, like all of our On Demand members, you can join up now and get all of our shows.
All of our shows?
The whole shaboodle.
Shaboodle.
We have the roadmap.
Now, I will say this, as I've said before.
Okay.
Always take the roadmap with a huge helping of salt.
Yeah. I would like to think that I personally am the reason why these roadmaps are more revealing. After I made my joke one, I made a mockery
of the roadmap.
Of Warhammer community and their stupid roadmap. They're now much more clearer.
They are.
So, now we have Thousand Suns, World Eaters, Death Guard, and Space Wolves all in the same bracket. So Space Wolves aren't far away. The automata are amazing.
They can't be far away then, can they?
I'm presuming it's gonna be following. They're gonna get out these 3 Chaos Legions and then it's Space Wolves, which is really exciting. Coming next, we have Chaos Knights, Imperial Knights, Black Templars, and Grey Knights.
All the Knights!
All the Knights. So Grey Knights we can see and confirmed, and I will apologise because I was convinced that was a redo, but I'm pleased it's not.
Okay.
We have our new Dread Knights.
We'll speak about this later.
Or Grandmaster, I suppose. And then we have Imperial Knights, Chaos Knights, and Black Templars. So we've still to be revealed the Knights and the Black Templars. The last roadmap they did, the Imperial Knights weren't even on this. And now they're back.
They've come in and out of that like a yo-yo.
They've been shook. And then on the horizon, we have Mystery Salamanders, Mystery Imperial Fists, and what looks like Votann.
Okay, let's go. Oh yes, we have a hand.
There's also an image, I'm not sure where it is, I've just found it on Reddit, which is the future, because you know they did that for the last.
Oh, the Spaceball Shadow?
Oh yeah.
They now have what seems to be a Raven Guard Reaver model.
Yeah.
Interesting.
In shadow.
That's cool.
Salamanders, Raven Guard. I think that's what people are saying. And Imperial Fist.
Well, I think
they've already got a Shrike.
Cave and Shrike, yeah. Well, I think Votann, presumably, obviously their book will be on the way. What will come of that will probably be, I don't know. They'll get something, presumably. Maybe like a Walker type thing.
It might just be...
a power loader.
Well, going by World Eaters that only got the one model following their
big
new
release
army
last
reveal,
year.
I presume
maybe it's going to be a single model.
But, more importantly... What does this mean?
Right, so this thing, for me, this confirms that there's going to be an Angels of Death type thing.
Yeah.
Because they tease Salamanders, they're now teasing Imperial Fist, apparently they're now teasing Raven Guard, according to Reddit. So that seems like that's what's happening.
So do we think these are going to be Codex supplements for all of them?
I guess so.
Because it seems like that. Because at first, whether it was just the Salamander, maybe it's all one big release. But it seems now that like there's individual things.
It could be that could be the next wave of the Grotmus type thing that they're doing. Because they've just done the new detachments a few weeks ago. Maybe the next new detachments will be the
Vulcan, Rogel Dawn.
Yeah, that's really cool, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, that is. Oh my goodness. Yes, please.
These aren't going to be armies, because they're not.
Cathay are back!
That's crazy.
Cathay are back!
Cathay are so exciting.
Well, no, I say Cathay are back. Cathay exists now.
Oh, we've currently got 777 viewers. That's really nice. Oh, what a lucky number. A blessing for the rest of the day. Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, that's super exciting.
The roadmap going forwards is very exciting.
It is
We've
very
got a lot to
exciting,
look forward to. And we're going to round off this lovely live stream with a couple of last super chats. Rodrigo, Orsejo, and then you something.
Ubilis.
Pardon?
Ubilis.
Ubilis. Thank you for your first super chat. If Grey Hunters got new models, does the old tactical squad have some hope?
Maybe, actually.
What, Space Marine tac squad?
Well, I mean, our understanding was if Bloodclaws and Grey Hunters are just going to get primarisified into intercessors and assault intercessors.
Yeah.
Why not do a tactical squad?
I think they're going to be an 11th edition box.
Why not?
I also think Chaos Demons are going to be the bad guys.
Interessante.
Why are they missing? Why are they only getting an index? It's because they're going to do a full range refresh in 11th edition. I thought it was Drakari, but now my eyes have been opened. The warp has taken me.
What do you see?
Yes, you don't need eyes. Waymaker, Silhouette in the future portion would... Oh, Matched to a Raven Guard or some Raven Guard Reavers.
Oh, so they've done the silhouette matching to art again.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, if Salamanders and Imperial Fists are getting a little tease, then it makes sense, I suppose.
Yeah. It's cool. What an exciting load of stuff to look forward to. We've got Space Wolves, we've got Thousand Suns robots, we've got a Bloodthirster inside a very, very happy Slaughter Master, whatever he's called.
Slaughterbound.
We've got the Death Guard air conditioning unit wielding sword. Maced man. Chaos Knight's coming, Imperial Knight's coming, Black Templar's coming, Grey Knight's coming, Angels of Death, baby. Votan, just for you.
Oh, yeah.
What a time to be alive, huh?
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And Space Wolves won the poll. 34%.
That makes sense. Cathay only closely behind.
32%.
Who'd have thought in 2025 we'd be talking about Old World being nearly just as exciting as Space Wolves?
It's very exciting time. I love it. I wonder when Cathay's out.
I will.
How are we going to paint that? That's for another time. Thank you for joining us today in our live stream. We will endeavour to do a live watch along next time. 2 a.m. was a rough time for us. But we hope you've enjoyed the show. Thank you for being here with us as we've gone through and given our opinions and thoughts and excitement for all of the reveals today. There might be some new stuff on Warcom that we can look forward to as well. But for now, I've been Chaos Lord Beard, the Lord of Sleep. You have been James Jordan, the Bard Extraordinaire.
I have.
Lord of
Awakeness.
Of Cathay.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Safe to say you can be a giant sentinel. Thank you to Katie.
I am.
You can hold my proxy.
Oh, Katie's been here all along. Thanks for being here with us, guys. What a lovely time. I'm very sleepy. I'm going to get a cup of tea now.
That's pretty accurate, actually, to be fair.
Yeah. And thank you to all of you for being here. Thank you for everyone that has contributed in the super chats. Thank you for your support. And we will see you all back here very soon on Tabletop Tactics. Toodaloo!